All right, guys. Today we're going to be talking about IAAI. If you don't have a dealer's license, there's no problem at all. Because today I'm going to be giving you the gist of how the IAA auction works. We're going to be talking about IAA auction. Let me adjust this mic. We're going to be talking about how the IAA auction works, how to get the most out of IAA auction. I have a bunch of topics here. Stay with me, and we're going to go through them so that you can see what's going on. But first of all, as we're introducing, let's start with the intro music, okay? All right. So if you're just passing by and you see this video, this live show, check in. This is a family show. There's not going to be any tolerance for stupidity or nonsense in here. Just quietly file in and just pay attention to what we're about to go through. It's going to be a great show. A lot of people have always been wondering and asking questions about what is this insurance or auctions about? Do I have to have a license? All that stuff we're going to take care of today. All right? We're going to take care of all that. All right? We're going to be taking care of all that. All those questions are going to be answered. So welcome. If this is your first time over here, I want to thank you for checking in or checking into this live to see what we got going on over here on the side of the internet. This is my channel, the Chuchu Mosu channel. Things are a little bit more relaxed in here. Over here, I just lay back, talk to you guys, those that are checking out this video, and just share some of the experiences and things that I've learned over the years. So some of the things I'm going to say you might agree with. Some of the somebody's going to come in here that knows better than me that might disagree with the things I have to say. But the truth is that I'm sharing the knowledge. You're not. So go start a YouTube channel and share your knowledge. So what we're going to do today is that we're going to go through a bunch of stuff, right? So we're going to go into the introduction, right, to IAAI. So I'm going to walk you through the website and show you some of the things that misconceptions, things that most people don't tend to understand about this auction site. And then the next thing we're going to do is I'm going to explain how it works over here at IAAI as we go through the website. And then I'm going to talk about how it works for me, how I use it. Of course, I'm here to profiteer. I'm a profiteering guy. I'm here to make profit. I'm a businessman. So the next thing that we're going to talk about is that we're going to talk about how cheap do I get the cars? So the cars that I buy from the auctions, how cheap do I get them? Or how expensive could the experience become, right? So another thing that we're going to do is that we're going to talk about what types of cars are at the auction, right? And then we're going to talk about how to make money and things to do not to lose money. So these are very important things. At the end, if you stay to the end of the video or the end of this live stream, you're going to see that I'm going to offer you a bonus. So for those newbies that are becoming acquainted with the auction lifestyle or the auction world, people that intend to be car dealers in the future, the whole shebang, on the car lot, fleet of cars, and sell and service humanity in whatever capacity, here, internationally, and so on. So I'm going to be talking about the bonus point that's going to help you get your start in this industry or this field. And then I'm also going to talk about how to make, of course, I already said that I'm going to talk about how to make or lose, how you could possibly lose money. I'm going to talk about how you could use tools like Carfax, KBB, Craigslist, right? I hope you guys can hear me. Yeah, okay, you guys can hear me, yeah. So how to use Carfax, KBB, and Craigslist and Marketplace to your advantage to make sure that your business is very profitable so that you make the right decisions, because there's a saying that the profit is made when the car is bought, not when you're about to sell it. If you buy cars at a price where it's not profitable, you are not going to make a profit. If you buy cars at a price point that is so low that it makes so much room for profit, you will be profitable. And then I'm going to talk about how to sell cars. So for those of you getting into the, watching this video, that you want to start selling cars, we're going to talk about how to sell cars, to dealers, how you to sell cars to Carvana, CarMax, how to just flip on the street and do it the right way. There's a right way to flip cars without getting into trouble with the state. And I'm going to talk about that. So without further ado, let's get started. Okay. So the first thing I want to do is I want to introduce you to IAAI. So I'm going to share my screen here. We're going to go here and we're going to go to the IAA dashboard, right? So this is the IAA dashboard. As you can see, I have a dealership here. And you can see the buyer number right there. You can see the number of vehicle purchased this year. The number of vehicles is piling up. Once we get to 25, there's a type of discount that gets unlocked once we get to 25 cars purchased. And then I'm going to go here, scroll down, and you're going to see I have a total number of cars on my watch list is 107 vehicles. And you can see over here, I have a vehicle that is to be picked up. And you can see that I have a pre-bid winning. These are the cars that I bid on that I'm winning currently. Then you can see the pre-bid outbid right here. So these are cars that I already bid on, but I got outbid. Someone else is bidding more. It's just one vehicle. So if I had a car that is pending an award, like they're about to give it to me, it would be here an award pending. And then also the purchase history. You can see that my purchase history so far is about 5 vehicles. To be paid, 0, because all the cars that we have right there paid for. And I'm going to, in a few, I'm going to go through a car that is actually located right now in Virginia that is going to Dallas, Texas. I bought it for a client. And that car is going to be fixed in Dallas and it's eventually going to be shipped internationally. So let's get started. So with that said, let's scroll through the website. You're going to see over here, it shows you your calendar. It gives you a calendar where you could actually mark things off. And so you can see right there on the 15th, it says I have one vehicle to be picked up. Today is the last day for me to pick up this vehicle. Tomorrow is the vehicle is going to get picked up, but it's going to start accruing late fees. So it shows you your calendar so that it keeps you organized. All right. So these are the type of cars that I tend to want to bid on at the auction. So it helps you sort through the kind of cars that you have a tendency to want to bid on. So IAA does that for you. See right there says IAA recommendations. You can see the recommendations, cars that are recommending for you. So now let's go up here. You're going to see my notifications, 2011 Avalon, Stark, Branch, Roanoke, Virginia, due by today. Today is the last day for me to pick this vehicle up. So let's go up here. So on this dashboard, so this dashboard is the most important part of the IAA experience because you're mostly going to be on your dashboard all the time. So that's why I'm starting out with the dashboard. I want to be talking about the things you're going to be using. So announcements, it says Independence Day 26 auction schedule, US-based IAA auctions will be closed. So on Independence Day, July 4th, they're going to be closed. Newly added government auction also. So GSA auctions are now on IAA. So you can bid on cars. You can bid on cars that are seized by the government. So guys, give me a second. Let me close my window while I continue this live stream. So I live in Chicago, and it tends to be very noisy here in Chicago. So now the next thing we're gonna do here is we're gonna take a look. So if I click on the watch list over here, you would see most of the cars that I'm watching, right? So you're gonna see mostly Toyotas. I'm mostly watching Toyota vehicles. I'm not watching any other thing because Toyotas are the most profitable cars. You can see Siennas, Honda Odyssey. Just call it Japanese vehicles. They're mostly what I'm interested in. Mitsubishi, Honda, and so on and so forth. You see Lexus in there. So now let's go back. Then you see over here, pre-bid, and it shows you the cars that I'm winning right now. So 2015 Toyota Prius, 2014 Toyota Sienna LE V8 passenger, 2012 Infiniti EX35 Journey. So these are some of the cars I'm bidding on. The Infiniti has 110,000 miles. The Toyota Sienna has 142,000 miles. The Toyota Prius is a car that I bought for an individual that's trying to use it to do Uber. So I'm bidding on this car for them. The car has 321,000 miles. But if you know anything about these Toyota Prius, they go forever. They could go up to 1,000,000 miles. So that's the point about that. So now let's go back here. Then over here, you're going to see that I have one vehicle here to be picked up. So this is the Toyota Avalon that I bought for the individual that is sending this car abroad. So this car is going international after being fixed in Dallas, Texas. You can see the winning bid amount of this car is $750. Pickup, the last date for pickup without fees is today. And I could not find any driver. I finally found a driver that's going to pick it up tomorrow. You can see everything about the vehicle here. Now, let's go back here. And you see my purchase history. You see some cars that I bought for myself and for other individuals. You can see this Kia Sportage, I believe, a Toyota 2012 Toyota Camry, cash discount for fitted, 2011 Avalon, so on and so forth. They're small cars, but let's just leave it at that for now. And then over here, I have no available credit. So we're going to move on to other things on this account, right? We're going to move on to other things. Let's go back here. Let's grab this here and go back up. So here, if you go to the auctions, it shows you the live auctions, timed auctions, buy now, government auctions, public auctions, dream rides, electric vehicle auctions, recreational rides, specialty locations. So we're going to go through all this. To vehicles, it shows you search. This is for you to search vehicles and find what you want. Then even on the search, it shows you cars. So it shows the cars by the brand name. Okay, so I'm showing the cars by their brand name. Then you can see over there, there's electric vehicles, SUVs, motorcycles, pickups. So as you click them, it starts to show them by their brand names. Okay, so you see the motorcycles, pickup trucks, rental vehicles, heavy trucks. It shows them by their brand names, buses, RVs, trailers, and it shows you all this stuff based on the brand names. So we could click on all that stuff, but I'm going to skip that for now because as we proceed through this live stream, you're going to get a deeper sense of what the auction entails. You already know that they have just about everything. But so over here, you go to the auctions. It shows you live auctions, timed auctions, buy now auctions, government auctions. So this I'm going to click so you could just see what these look like. So if you click, so you can see that, so most of the auctions are closed. The pre-bids are closed, the auctions for today. And the only thing open is the auctions for tomorrow. Okay. So it's just the auctions for tomorrow. So you can see right there, you can see that the auctions for today are mostly closed. So the only thing you could bid on is just stuff that is coming tomorrow, right? You can see that everything for today is already closed, right? So everything, auctions start tomorrow. So for today, the auction is done. You can see tells you the total of cars that were ran today, how many were sold, all that stuff. It shows you that. And if you click here for timed auctions, you're going to see all the timed auctions. So these are auctions where they're going on irregardless of what's going on at the auction. So there's a time given for you to bid on these cars. And as you can see right there, this 2021 Jeep Compass Trailhawk 4x4 has 3 hours and 9 minutes left to actually come to an end. And the current bid, it says right there, so it says bid now, 2,300, and they say the reserve is off. That means that the auction met the price point that they want for this vehicle. So anything after 2,300, this car is going to sell for sure in this auction. So we'll go down for the here. You see 2021 Mazda CX-5, right? It says bid now, 3,950. This car has 20,000 miles. Okay, so you can see right there it has a collision in left front by the driver's side, and it's currently at nearly $4,000. But you see, I don't think the reserve is off because the reserve hasn't been met for the cost that insurance company is trying to get out of this car, or the cost that was given to IAAI by whoever owns this vehicle to sell this car for. So as we go further down here, you're going to see a 2025 Honda Pilot EXL. So, you're going to see over there, the reserve is off. This is a nearly brand new car, has 6,000 miles, $15,000. It says the reserve is off. So that means anything after $15,000, this car is going to sell today at this auction. So 15,000, 15,100, whoever bid 15,000, this car is being sold today. So 2011 Chevy Suburban, bid now $675. The reserve is not off. So you see here, so I'm going to rush through this. 2007 Toyota Tacoma, $800. 3 hours and 11 minutes left, So you keep going, you see, you kind of get what is going on. 2001 Lexus IS300, kitted out. This seems like a California car. Yeah, the West Coast. It's in Hawaii. It has 105,000 miles. Its current bid, $125. Nobody's going to want this car. But if this car was in the mainland United States, it's definitely going to fetch more money. But over there in Hawaii, people have money. They're not going to want this car. This car was probably belonging to a kid, and he probably crashed it. It says rear end damage. So the current bid is $125. If you know a way to bid on this car and bring it to mainland United States, it will be an amazing opportunity for someone that likes stuff like this. So it says the reserve is off. So for $125, this car could be yours. And let's keep going down. 2022 Toyota Tacoma, 45,000 miles. Bid now is 5,800. So let's just go over the cars that the reserve is off. 2016 Tacoma, 57,000 miles, 7,000. Reserve is off. It's going to sell for 7,000. 2020 Colorado with 71,000 miles. Reserve is off. It's going to sell for 7,900. You have 2007 Honda Accord. Bid is 725. Let's go to another reserve. 2022 Chevy Malibu, 41,000 miles. It says bid now is 1,350, and this car is going to sell because the reserve is off. So that means it's going to sell for sure. It has a damage on the left front. This is on the passenger's driver's side. 2020 Kia Telluride, 64,000 miles, 6,200 is the sell price. This car is going to sell at this auction guaranteed because the reserve is off. And so on and so forth. You can see right there, 2000 Tacoma, 3,000 is going to sell. Let's see something else. 2024 Mazda CX-5, 10,000 with 21,000 miles. It's going to sell for sure. Guaranteed, no ifs, ands, or buts about it. So now let's go back all the way to the top, right? Yes. Okay. So we're back here. And then we go to buy now auctions, right? So these are cars that are ready to be bought like right away. These are, cars, watercrafts, heavy equipments, so on and so forth. Some of these are ready to be bought right away. So here they are. 2016 Ford Escape, 134,000 miles. If you have 1,350 plus auction fees, this car is yours. It's ready to go. 2008 Dodge Ram 3500 Laramie. You have 3,000. This car is yours. No questions asked. It has 316,000 miles. Those are very strong vehicles, I believe. Not that engine, but I think until 2007, the 7.3 liter diesel. They're very reliable cars. And then you have the 2006 Honda CR-V, 310,000 miles. If you have $825, that car is yours. You have 2018 Toyota Camry, $6,000. The car is yours. It has 108,000 miles. And over here, you have a 2012 Toyota Camry, 266,000 miles for $24.75. The car is yours. Now let's look for more appealing vehicles, cars that I would buy. Over here, you have a 2005 GX470. I wouldn't buy this. I would buy something newer, but for $2,900, the car is yours. That's 238,000 miles. 2012 Jeep Grand Cherokee Overland, 1,375. The car is yours. It has 155,000 miles. Let's see what else is here. Over here, you have a 2004 Honda VLX, 244,000 miles for 1,050. It's yours. You have a 2015 Dodge Charger Police for 3,250. The car is yours. 2017 Sentra for $1,100 with 192,000 miles. The car is yours. Let's see more appealing vehicles. 2015 Subaru Forester for $1,300. The car is yours. 2016 Camry, 305,000 miles. Still going for $3,000. A lot of money. Nobody's gonna buy that. 2013 Mercedes-Benz CLS 550 for $3,800 with 135,000 miles. The car is yours. Has suspension issues in the back, but it was hit in front. Let's see nicer cars. 2016 Volkswagen CC. I owe somebody this car. And I ought to buy this car. I'm just gonna add this to the watch list. This car is located in southern Jersey for 140,000 miles for 1,450. This car is yours. We have a 2003 Toyota Camry 650 with 220,000 miles. Now let's look at nicer cars, like cars that are newer. 2019 Sentra 3,300 with, let's see how many miles they have. 143,000 miles. That's quite some miles on it. Let's see what else is going on here. 2010 IAAI. It's a nice car for the summertime. It's a convertible drop top. It says the normal wear, stationary, and probably engine is bad. These cars usually have engine problem or um, head gaskets or something. They just fail, and it starts from the water pump because they're tightly packed. The way Germans build the engineering, so it's, the way they engineer their cars, it's just something that I guess we still haven't wrapped our head around maintaining them here in the United States. So this one here is 1,275 for that price. I guess the engine of this car is about 3,000. I've looked it up before. So for about under 5,000, you can have a nice drop top 2010 Audi A5. That's a car to be proud of. Let's see what else. 2014 Honda CR-V, 163,000 miles. Someone, I have a client that told me to look for this car for them. 2002 to 2016 Honda CR-V. They have about $5,000. They're looking for this car. So this, what the miles they're looking for is sub 100,000 miles. So this one doesn't meet that requirement. This one is 163,000 miles, 2014, 4,150. The Hondas tend to fetch a lot of money in the auction because they last long. They're very reliable. They're dependable. The Honda and Toyota takes the cake when it comes to Japanese vehicles. So it's not every Japanese vehicle that's able to fetch this level of income or money in the auction. That's a boat right there. Bass Tracker. The boats usually don't have mileage. They just have engine hours. This one is going for buy it now is 7,450. So now let me look for a very recent car, and then I'm going to stop with this. I think the point has been made. Let me find something very, very recent, something that is less than 6 years old. Let's see. I like the Siennas too. I buy a lot of Siennas. I put them on Turo because on Turo, these cars fetch good money. The Toyota Siennas. They're very reliable cars, especially right now in summertime. Turo families use Turo as an avenue to source vehicles to travel in to their vacation destinations as a family. So right now, if you can afford to buy a family van and put it on Turo, by the end of summer, you should see a very nice bank, at least close to $10,000 just from these summer months. Let's see. I'm looking for something very, very recent. Let's see. I couldn't find something. So let's jump ship. Let's abandon that. Let's go to something else. Let's go to something more interesting. Let's see over here. So we've seen the live auctions. We've seen the time auctions. We've seen the buy now auctions. Then we have the government auctions, right? So let's look at the government auctions and see. So these are cars that probably seized by the government. They usually come with bill of sale. With a bill of sale, you can go to a courthouse and they could give you a title. So don't be afraid to buy these cars. If you see them and you buy them and you're getting cold feet because they come with bill of sale, don't be worried. The government runs things, so they will be able to use the bill of sale to give you a title. And another thing you're going to find out is that most cars from Washington State usually come with bill of sale. That does not mean that car is not registrable. What you want to be worried about is junk title and other titles that come from Florida that says irreparable damage, or when you see a car that says non-registrable parts only and stuff like that, then you can be worried. But with cars that come from government auctions, they're you could trust, like it says in the American dollar, in God we trust. So you could trust in the American government to get you that title. So you can see here, we have so many cars. 2020 Honda Ioniq, normal wear and tear. This is like the Honda equivalent of a Prius, right? This is the Honda equivalent of a Prius, $725. That's the current bid right now. It says it's offsite in Morganville, New Jersey, as a government auction. 50-50, that's a vehicle score 84,000 miles. That's a deal. If you could buy, if you should score that deal, That's a banger right there. So you can see that in the government auction, they have like newer cars: 2017, 2020, 2018, 2017, 2020, 2020, 2015, 2018, 2019 Chevy Express van. I'm looking for one of these, $16,000 for 45,000 miles. So in the government auction, you just have nice new cars with low miles. That's what, so that's the place that you might, that people might find attractive. 2019 Jeep Grand Cherokee, 64,000 miles, 350 starting bid. That's amazing. 2018, 2019. This is a pickup truck, starts at $10,000. 10,100. 2019 GMC Acadia. I'm guessing some of these cars probably belong to the FBI. These were cars used by the FBI to, how do I say this? For investigations or stuff like that. Undercover cars seized from drug dealers, seized from cartels, stuff like that. 2018 Hyundai Tucson. 2019 Jeep Grand Cherokee. 2019 Chevy Tahoe. 2020 Hyundai Elantra. 2019, 2016. These 2016 Ram 1500 Tradesman, they're usually like typical undercover vehicles. So wink, wink, if you know, you know. 2020 Chevy Malibu. Starting bid is 150 as the front end damage, but look at the miles, 48,000 miles. So you get the idea. So these are just government vehicles. You can even see right there the shuttle bus that takes you to the government vehicle in DC. You can see the shuttle bus, 2013 Freightliner chassis shuttle bus M-Line is starting at $25. You could buy that and turn it into a taco truck. That's amazing. So, you have the box truck right there for all my guys that are truckers that are looking for box truck. Box truck over here, this 2016 International 4,000, 4,300, 25,000 miles on a box truck with bill of sale. $4,550 is starting bid. That is unheard of. That's amazing. Then you have for the Uber Black drivers, for the people trying to drive limo, you have a 2020 Ford Expedition XL, 103,000 miles. This meets the requirements here in Illinois for the 6 year and under, $10,000. This is amazing. It's almost a brand new, this is just being broken in. You have the FedEx truck for taco, starting bid 3,000 miles, starting at $1,050. So you get the idea. At the GSA auctions, you get newer cars, lower miles. They might be pricey because they're trying to get the value of these cars. These cars are cars that were taken from people because of their old taxes, whatever it is. Just think of whatever reason why the government will seize people's cars. That's why these cars are here. Ford Transit, even sometimes the government is selling its own fleet of vehicles because they just got newer models. So this is what's going on here. You can see 2020. Chevy Tahoe, starting current bid 20,600. So you come here, most of these cars, when you buy them, they don't need anything. The government takes good care of its vehicles. So you can see what's going on here. It's just newer cars, 2020, 2018, 2017, 2018. So let's go back to the top. So you've seen, I've taken you through that tour of the government auctions. So now let's go into public auctions. And I hope by now you're already figuring out how this works, but we're going to go into details about how these auctions work, because we're actually going to pull up a car. We're going to put in a bid so you can see. And at this point, I have to say, if you ever want to bid on a car, I'm going to be doing these live streams. The next live stream I'm going to be doing it when the auction is actually going on, so that you have the opportunity to actually cash out me a deposit and I can bid on a car live for you. And once you do that, once the car is won, you get refunded part of the deposit. I just charge a flat fee of $250. Once that money is subtracted, you get the rest of the money back, and you just go to your local IAAI and you pay with a cashier's check. You cannot use a money order. The cashier's check has to be from your name to the auction, not from your business, from your name to the auction. So once you do that, you could send in your deposit live, and I could bid on the car live for you. And once you win, you go and make payment for the vehicle. So let's keep going here. So now you've seen the government auctions. Now let's go to the public auction. The public auctions are cars that are just open to the public. I hate buying these cars because everybody's trying to bid on them. You could just go make an account on IA and you could buy this car. But the disadvantage is that you cannot get it for a good deal. That's the problem. That's why I don't recommend these cars, because you cannot get it for a good deal. You have to compete with dealers, outsiders, brokers, people that are trying to buy for junk, salvage yards, people that are trying to export, people from foreign countries. You're competing with everybody. So these are not cars I would recommend. So as you can see here, some of these cars, their bids are closed already. You have a 2010 Mercedes ML350, 2020 Acura MDX advanced package. You can see the one of the current bid $25 over here, current bid $800. I mean, this car has 179,000 miles, 2009 Toyota Sienna, 850. This is a car that most dealers will be looking at when you go to the dealers only auction, but this is public, so it's already starting at 850. This car is located in South Bend, about 2 hours from Chicago. It's about 100 miles and some change. And then you have the 2016 Ford Fusion over here. And you have it's mostly older vehicle, the cars that the auction just really wants to get money from, and they've been sitting in the yards for so long, so they bring them here and put it for public. So it's open for the publics to buy. Sometimes you get lucky, sometimes you're not. Sometimes you bid on these cars, and when they show up, you get junk. But sometimes you're lucky. You get a car with no keys, and as soon as you make the keys, the car starts. So now let's go back over here. You see, sometimes you're lucky. There's a 2012 Mazda MX-5 Miata Grand Touring, 97,000 miles, clean car. It says mechanical, stationary, so the engine's probably not good, but that's a nice car. It says current bid, 1,550. This is a nice project car for someone trying to just fix up something with their dad, fix up something with their bro, fix up something with the gang, and you guys could just do that little project, get it running, and you can use this for to go to car shows and stuff like that. You could do it already has wheels, just got to do the mechanical part. This is like one of those kind of Matt Armstrong kind of projects stuff going on. 2010 Honda Accord, front end electrical. That's the problem with these public auctions. You get like the worst of cars. They have a lot of stuff. So this is good for very people that are handy, DIY type of folks. And over here, you have a 2014 GMC Terrain Denali, 152,000 miles, current bid 850. So as you go, you don't see very nice cars. Yes, the 2015 Outback, right side damage. You even see a bicycle, 2004 Denago Hunting 1 EMTB mountain bike, current bid 275. I probably should bid on this. Let me put it on my watch list. How far is it? It's in Ohio. We can manage that. I need a bike. I need a mountain bike like this. You have a 2017 Nissan Murano Salvage. This is Salvage. So if you're buying it, be careful. Not every car has a bill of sale or clean title. So this one is Salvage. So you're going to have to know how to rebuild. And for anybody watching, if you need to rebuild the Salvage title from Salvage to rebuild so that you could be able to register the car and make it roadworthy, leave a comment in the comment section. Contact me. I have my contact information in the description in this video. So the link is in the description. Hit me up, and we can help you rebuild whatever salvage title you have so that you can make that car roadworthy and be able to drive it and register it again. So we have 2019 Chrysler Pacifica Touring L. This is 35,000 mile car. It says current bid is 3,300. And as you can see, you get sprinkles of nice cars in there, but they're mostly salvage. 2022 Hyundai Kona, salvage, hail, 60,000 miles. Starting current bid is 1,600. So you see, they give the people that are bidding on public cars some of the worst cars. 2013 Honda, 230,000 miles. Buy it now, 1,450. I have the same car with 239,000 miles. All I had to do was change the transmission. But this one has damages, it's scruffy, it's rough, it has stuff all over it and stuff like that. So anyway, 2020 Honda Civic, 2,000 miles, start current bid 25, but it's a salvage. So these are some of the mixed bag. So the public auction is a mixed bag, if you ask me. If you don't know what you're doing, if you're not ready to do the legwork, I would just say avoid the public auctions. Find a broker like myself, someone that can help you bid on cars that require less work. But if you are a hands-on guy and you're ready to do the work, I think the public auctions might work out perfectly for you. But if you're not that kind of guy, I would say just stay away from the public auctions. That would be my advice as a vet in this game. And then we look over here, then you have something called Dream Rides. Okay, we'll have the Dream Rides. Guys, sorry, my cell phones are here and messages are going to keep coming in. So you might hear a little bit of vibration. Please just try to pardon me for that. I have people messaging me about different things, truckers messaging me about cars that need to be picked up from different auctions. And I also have people messaging me about other things, girlfriends, friends, business associates, Turo messages from renters, the shops letting me know that cars are ready or parts are needed, eBay packages, so on and so forth. You get the idea. Just a typical turmoil in the life of a businessman. So now we have dream rides. So what are dream rides? Dream rides are just basically cars that you would not just find anywhere. These are very special cars. So you see right off the top, we have a 1960s Studebaker Lark convertible. Current bid 3,150, and this just on the low end. It gets expensive. So you have right next to that. I have a 2026 Mercedes-Benz C300. Buy now is 23,900, basically 24K. This car has 1,500 miles, basically 1,600 miles. Anyway, it's hitting the front end, has suspension. You have another 2025 Mercedes-Benz AMG CLA 35. Current bid $1,050, 2,000 miles. You have a 2023 Audi RS5, RSQ8, TFSI Tiptronic. This car is $62,775. This is basically a Lamborghini truck. It has a clean title, 12,000 miles, run and drive. There's possibly deployed airbags. Vehicle score is 46 out of 50. 8-cylinder vehicle, 4.0 liter. I mean, it's in Rock Tarvin, New York, and this is just a great car. It doesn't show the current bid. You can pre-bid, but it says buy it now, 62,775. So these are kind of stuff you see here. 2025 Benz GLE 350. You see 2019 Range Rover, Land Rover Velar, 10,450 buy now. You see stuff like 2026 Toyota Grand Highlander. This is 31,250. Salvage title, 7,000. At the dealer, this car is easily $45,000 to $50,000. The Grand Highlander, they're hotcakes. People want them right now, especially people doing Uber Black and people doing limo services, TLC in New York, because my dad and I, we own some TLC vehicles in New York. So I know a lot about that business as well. 2003 Mercedes-Benz GLS 580. This is a very nice car too. I had a request from West Africa. Someone was trying to buy that vehicle, but a 2020 model, just a new body shape and newer. He had less than $30,000. That's what he was looking for the vehicle with. He gave me a budget for $20,000. We weren't able to meet in the middle, and we weren't able to acquire the car. He went with someone else. He bought one at a dealership in Kansas, the middle of the country. Good luck getting it to the port. Anyway, he did. So 2003 Mercedes-Benz GLS 580, buy it now is 50,000, basically 49,775. It has 20,000 miles. So these are the kind of deals you see. Dream rides. These are cars that we all covet. These are cars people crave, cars people want. 2019 BMW X7. This is the housewife's dream. 57,000 miles, 27,500. This one has front end damage, salvage as well. 2022 Bronco Big End. 44,000 miles, 17,200. 2023 Toyota Tundra, 1790 edition. This is the one with the peanut butter interior. Current bid 1,000. So you get the idea. So we'll keep going. 2022 BMW M850 Gran Turismo Coupe X Drive, 25,200. So you just see great cars. Yukon Denali 2025, 2021 Mercedes AMG GLE 53. You see the GLE 53 Coupe 2024. You see the X7. You see Navigator Reserve Special Line 20,600 current bid. You see the 2026 RX 350H Luxury. So it just goes on, just like nice cars you buy, give to your parents, your mom, your wife. Because you give us a gift to very special people. You even see the 2023 Corvette Stingray over here with 15,000 miles. Current bid is 150. Buy it now is 37,750. I heard these are very great American cars. So that's what you see here. Just very specialized vehicle, right? And it's a very good place to come and look for specialty vehicles. Cars you buy here, cars that you would drive yourself, not cars you will sell, but you could also get good deals for cars you want to sell. Then we have the electric vehicle auction here, right? So in the electric vehicle auction, you're going to see the Teslas, the Lucids. You're going to see stuff like the car made by the Volvo electric vehicles. You're gonna see um, the Toyota electric cars. You're gonna see just everything electric here. Chevy Bolt 2018, current bid 925. You're gonna see the Audi e-tron. These are the kind of cars you're gonna see here. 65,000 miles. You're gonna see, what else do they have here? Nissan Leaf. You're gonna see stuff like Model X, Model 3, Model Y. You're gonna see Mustang Mach-E GT 14,450. Buy it now. You're gonna see the GV60 performance all-wheel drive 2023. You're gonna see so many other models. Let's go through this and see what other models. You're gonna see the Hyundai Ioniq electric fully plug-in. You're gonna see what else is here. You're gonna see the Rivian R1S Adventure Dual Motor Large Pack Adventure Dual Motor Max Pack. That car is 25,900 with 23,000 miles on it. So you're going to see the Rivians. I'm shocked I haven't seen a Lucid yet. I bet you a Lucid is coming. So these are the kind of cars you're going to see here, just electric vehicles. Rivian R1S Adventure. You're going to see the Nissan Ariya Evolve. So this is basically the Nissan Murano, but electric. Current bid 3,650, has 17,000 miles. So you just see the newer Tesla 2026 Model Y all-wheel drive. So you're gonna see stuff long range, launch series, all that stuff. You're gonna see. Let's see what other models are available here. Chevy Equinox electric. You're gonna see Ford F-150 Lightning. You're gonna see just so many Teslas in this auction. So many Teslas. There's so many Teslas here. I'm shocked there's no Lucid in here. I guess the Lucid are great cars. The owners don't want to crash them. So the owners take good care of their Lucids. Volkswagen ID4, that is here. The Subaru Solterra, Touring Onyx Edition, that's here. So I'm really impressed. Mercedes EQB, the boxy looking SUV that is electric, it's in here. More Teslas, more Teslas, more Teslas. I guess Tesla owners don't want their car. See, Lucid owners, that's how you know an amazing car. The owners love their car so much they don't want to crash them. I'm not bad mouthing Tesla. I'm just like reporting what's right here in the auction, right? And then over here, you have Rec Rides, right? So Rec Rides is basically just different toys, toy vehicles like your super bikes, your touring bikes, your cruisers, your Harley Davidsons, your Kawasaki, your Kobo, all those Polaris. That's what you're gonna find here. Just crotch rockets, Vespas, mopeds, boats, all that kind of stuff. That's what you're gonna see here. Your jet skis, just different things. Let's go through it real quickly. So you're gonna see the Tracker Marine. You're gonna see different toys, modified Harley bikes, Indian motorcycles. You're just gonna see so many things. Dirt bikes, electric bikes. Just if you think of any fun toy stuff that you just ride for leisure, that's what you're gonna find over here. Okay, so that's what you're gonna find here under Rec Rides. Then specialty. Now we're going to specialty. You're going to think that specialty means something like, what's a good example? Old school cars. But no, specialty is just like an Elgin Pelican NP sweeper, like something to sweep a city. Stuff that people just don't buy on a regular day. Forklifts. That's what you're going to find over here. So these specialty wreckers, stuff that you use to pick up cars, trailers for car haulers. I remember when I started a transport business, I bought my first trailer, wedge trailer for the car hauler from the auction. I bought it from Copart Auctions. We're going to do a live stream on Copart Auction, but that's going to be on a different day. So even for semi-truck drivers, people that are owner-operators that want to buy flatbeds, the auction is a very good place to buy a nice flatbed for a cheap price. But the only thing is you have to refurbish, you got to put in some money to make it, but you save money. So instead of buying one for 20,000, 25,000, 30,000, even 50,000, you buy, like I'm seeing one here, 2020 Menac Inc. flatbed trailer. These are aluminum trailer. It says the current bid is 3,900. This trailer is not going to sell up to $20,000. So you could buy that. It's in Knoxville, Tennessee. Put some money into it, refurb it, and it's gonna be just like brand new. If there's anything that needs to be welded, you can weld it. There's a utility trailer like the dry vans. There's the refrigerated vans. There's semi trucks, bulldozers. I'm looking at the bulldozer right now. 2015 John Deere excavator. Sorry, 75G excavator. Current bid is $3,950. And what else? You have cold vans, medium duty Freightliner cold vans. You have the small box trucks. You have Caterpillar lifters. You have concrete pumps starting at 3,350. You have coop. You have things used to like run trees, like the people that the tree trimmers, people that own those business where they trim trees for cities and stuff like that, and they have to throw the wasted part of the branches of the tree into the machine, and it spits out like, it basically blends up the tree and spits out like stuff that can be used for compost manure and stuff like that. So that's some of the things you find at the auction. So you could find like salvage my trucks that you can buy and rebuild. They have like scissors lift you use in construction and other things. Just these are things you see here. So that's that for this segment called specialty. Then you have the virtual lane, right? So the virtual lane is basically like, if you've been to Mannheim, it's like a lane where they just run stuff online that people want to buy. So it's a virtual lane, like the name says, just online. They want to run it through the auction, but online. So you just come here and you see all kinds of stuff. You know, they have a 2024 Toyota Corolla. They don't even have the pictures here. They have an international dry van. They have the chassis for F450. They have an Isuzu MPR. They have Sierra 150. They have cars. They just have, it's a mixed bag of everything. It's a mixed bag of everything. It's they have some of those Swan trucks that deliver food. They even have a 2016 GX 460 luxury. So I believe this is a place where dealers can also bring their cars on consignment and just run it. It's a virtual lane. So like this is a 2019 BMW 530i, 6,000 miles. I believe this car belongs to a dealer. So you can see the car is very clean. This is not just, the people don't list stuff here that are not working. These are fully functional items that people are trying to get rid of. So we'll go to the last thing, just the locations. Locations is just the different locations of the auction. And then you go back to dashboard. That's just the dashboard. So over here is buying. If you want to buy, you click on that. It shows you different services that they offer for people trying to buy. And if you're trying to sell, the selling services, it shows you different services available to people trying to sell. Then you click on insights. It just shows you everything, reports about the industry, what's going on with the car industry through the lens of IAAI. Stay informed with expert online vehicle auction insights and company updates from IAAI. Explore automotive industry reports, buyer tips, and auto salvage trends. Like I said, you come here and IAAI gives you a good schooling on the market trends going on in general in the automotive industry. That's what you see here. Okay. So I'm not going to go over the things at the bottom because those are just pertaining to careers. And if you want to work with IAA and so many other things, we're just going to deal with stuff that pertains to bidding. I want you to have a grand understanding of this website so that when you come here and you're looking to make money, you already have the basic understanding. So when I'm telling you things, when I'm communicating with you, when I'm trying to buy a car, I'm trying to represent you as a broker through their purchase. When I speak the lingo, you understand exactly what I'm talking about. I don't want you lost. I want you to be in tune with the message and so that we can communicate effectively. So these are some of the things that go into. So when you go to vehicles, you have search, you have cars. We already went over this. So now let's go back to the big juice. This is the big part of the thing. So you see over here, it's asking me to shift my account to a secure your account with a two-step verification. Then it tells me about the government source vehicles from U.S. General Service Administration are now available through government auctions. Upgrade your account to the GSA vehicles. So this is something I'm going to have to do. You have one resale license that has expired. So I need to update that so that I can keep getting the discount. Verify your mobile number to opt into SMS text notification. This is where they text you and let you know what's going on with your account. In case you win a car, someone is trying to log in or hack into your account. So many information you get from here. So now let's go down a little bit, right? So we'll go back over here. You can see 20 vehicles have been purchased. Went over total watch list. And now let's go down here to purchase history. Let's look at some interesting things. So I had this car on my watch list. I have a guy that I'm mentoring right now, and I'm trying to teach him. If you know anything about mentoring people, they're hardly listening to you. But whenever they start making mistakes, they tend to come back and try to follow the path that you have created. So this car, I was bidding on this car. I wanted this car for myself, and then he said he wanted it, so I left it for him. I told him the advantages of this car. It's going to come in cheap. I told him to buy it. He can make a good profit from it. So he decided to buy this car, but we had problems, big problems trying to find a transporter. So at the end of the day, he was able to get a transporter, but by then he paid almost $500 in storage fees. But I believe the car is still profitable. He's going to make money. And I'm going to click on here to show you how much we pay for this vehicle. So you see over here, the car, this is just the storage fees for the vehicle. I'm sorry about that. So let's go back over here. Let's look at the stock. So these are just receipts for the purchase of the vehicle. So if you look over here, let me go back to the top. And let's see what we have here. Purchase history. So let's go to sale documents. So sale document reveals some of the things we bought in the past. So you look over here, you see this vehicle here. I'm trying to find out how to access some of the information. So let's see. Let me go up here a little bit. Award pending purchase history to be picked up my way. Sales document. Let's see purchase history. Let's see if it gives you any information. Okay, so over here, you get the IAAI transport tracking. It tells you who's picking up your vehicle, who's trying to pick it up. And you could keep track of, with the current trend of pseudo transporters, people that are masquerading as transporters, stealing people's cars from Central Dispatch. You might want to keep your eyes on this tab to know what's happening with your vehicle. The IAAI transport tracking helps you keep an eye on whoever is trying to pick up your vehicle, so that way, if you dispatch your car to a company and you go to this transport tracking and the person or the company that's trying to pick up the car, the name does not match, you could quickly stop it before fraud takes place. Okay, so now let's go here. Let's see. So if you look at this car, this is the car that I bought for this individual. The bid amount was $750. So now let me go back and pull up a bunch of cars that that was purchased not too long ago. So this car here was let me see if I add delivery. Okay, I cannot do that right now. Let me go back up there and see. I'm trying to get to the point where I can show you guys some of the things that has been going on in this auction. So like this car, the winning bid was $750. And then over here, this vehicle, I believe the winning that's the storage fee. So they're talking about the storage fee. Well, I'm still learning, and I'm still trying to get familiar with this website. And I'm still learning, just like I'm showing you. So there's no one place you could click to see every single detail about the purchase you made. So I'm clicking around, but I'm not finding said invoice. I'm not finding that. So there's no specific place I can click to find what I need to understand the exact cost at which some of these cars were purchased. So I'm looking around and I'm trying to see. Um, I'm trying to see what is available and what is not, but it's not. It's not showing me anything. It's just okay. So it's showing me like the 2012 Toyota Camry. Okay, this is a good place to look at. So the 2012 Toyota Camry, we paid a total of 3,261.88, right? So the buyer fee on that was 250, obviously, and this right here, these are some of the storage fees that this individual paid for this car. See, 400 plus 100, so he paid exactly $500 in storage fees. So these are some of the fees that he paid. Um, um, These are some of the storage fees that he paid for this before he was able to get this vehicle. We also bought this 2011 Lexus IS. I believe the winning bid was about 1,800, and as you can see here, the total was $2,290. That's what was paid for this 2011 Lexus. It has about 100,000 miles, that range. I'm gonna go back up here so I could. I think I figured some of that out, so I can show you some more cars that were purchased, so you can see. So this is a car that I bought: 2010 Honda CRV, $890; 2013 Honda Accord Sport, $770. So this is how this works. So I'm gonna click on a set invoice here. Like for example, I've sold this vehicle. Let me click on something that I have sold. So this car is sold. I sold this car for, I believe, 5,000 or 5,500. I can't remember. But as you can see right here, the bid amount is 450. The buyer fee is $185. The service fee is $95. Title handling fee $20. Internet fee $40. And environmental fee is $15. So as you can see, all paid in full, $805. That was what was paid. So the car came from Iowa. I believe I paid about $300 or $350 to get it transported down to Chicago. So these are some of the things. Then I'll go further down. You see over here, 805. This one is a car that I brokered for somebody. Of course, they paid the broker fee $250, and the total fee that they paid to IAAI auction was $2,610. As you can see right there, they bought it now. They told me to just buy it now because they felt like if they took it to the auction, they were not going to win the vehicle. And you can see so many other cars that has been purchased. This car was purchased for $830. I believe it was cheaper than that, but the fees brought it up and made it so high. Let's dig into some more history, because at this point, I'm just trying to show you how the auction works. You can see when you bid on a car, you see the bid price, and you can see all the fees that are being tagged onto the car before you can actually say you won the car. So let's say you win a car for 450. As you can see, you just don't pay 450. There's buyer fees and auction fees and all kinds of stuff that goes with it. So how does it work for me? We're getting to that. So now that you understand partially, and I'm still going to go into further details, how this auction works, these are some other cars that were bought. This car was bought for $200. Yes, cars were bought for $200. And this is just every single money. Oh, this is plus storage fees. The cost that he actually paid for the car was $1,135. That's 2011 Ford Fusion. But you can see over here, this is a car that I bought for myself, 2010 Chrysler 300 Signature Series, Executive Series. I paid $1,240. I believe I sold that vehicle for $3,500. I did not do a thing to the car. I just brought it back, pinned it up, put some screws in the bumper, put it together, cleaned it up real nice, took nice pictures, boom. Just sent it off just like that. It was a young lady that came to buy for her sister. She was very happy with the vehicle. 2016 Chevy Camaro. This is a car that I brokered for somebody. They paid almost $5,000, but this car was just a bad deal, right? This was not a good car at the end of the day, because he had to change the motor, and on top of changing the motor, the car had electrical issues as well. So, but I'm hoping at the end of the day, he could make some money. He could throw it on Churro. I think that's his plan. Or he could drive it as a personal car. So currently the car is at the dealership, and they're trying to put the car back together. So now let's go into dashboard so I could start showing you how does the auction work? So we could just look at some cars real quickly. So, for example, you find a car like this. I'm bidding on this vehicle. I'm bidding on this vehicle for a guy that wants to use it for delivery or something like that. So you can see if I click on this vehicle, you're going to see so many things. So if you click right now, he told me that I asked him, one of the things that I always ask people is when you want to bid on these cars, what is your budget? Because for you to make profit, there has to be a price point at which you buy this vehicle that will put you at a profitable place. If you overpay for these vehicles, you will not do very well. You will not do very well when it comes to sales. So one thing you don't want to do is you don't want to overpay for these vehicles. You want to come in at a very legit price point so that you could be able to make profit. They say the profit is made at the point of purchase. So one of the things that I ask people is, what's your budget? And once they tell me their budget, based on what they're telling me, I can now make the decision on if it's a good deal or if it's not a good deal, especially if they're seeking my advice. But if they just ask me what I think, I'll tell them, go and run your numbers, right? So how does this thing work? How does running your numbers work? You have to find out how much you plan to sell the vehicle and how much the vehicle realistically sells for. Now, once you find out that price, let's say the vehicle realistically sells for 5,000, you want to sell it for 6,000. And then you go and check, say, the Carfax and stuff like that, and it's saying that the value of the car is 3,000. You see, for a car like that, you don't want to bid anything more than 1,000. You want to be under 1,000 because you want to make room for unforeseen circumstances. Say the transmission is bad, engine is bad, there's some repairs that need to be done, you want to make room for that. So a car like that, you just don't want to bid aimlessly. You want to come in at a very good, for me, I'll bid like $300. I'll bid under 1,000 so that I have enough room to guarantee profit. The two cars that I fixed up recently, the Honda CR-V that I showed you and the Honda Accord, those cars, I'm way below 2,500 on both cars. And those both cars go for anywhere from 4, 5, 6, 7,000. So that's how you do it. You compare your KBB price. You compare your KBB price with your Carfax price with real world values to what people are actually selling the cars for, offerings and all that kind of stuff. And that's how you come up with a good price and how to pull the trigger. And I always tell people, do not bid live on cars. Just find out your budget, find out what price point that you guaranteed profit, put it in and walk away from the car. If possible, put in multiple bids for multiple cars so that if you win them at your price, this is the point of the auction. Don't miss this part. You want to win the car at your price. You don't want to win the car at the auction's price, because if you win the car at the auction's price, the auction makes money off of you and you go home a loser. But if you win the car at your price, you go home a victor. So you think, let's take, for example, a car that is worth $10,000, right? And my formula is I take $10,000, I divide it by 4. So that's $2,500 a piece. So I want to buy the car for under $2,500. So a car that is valued at $10,000, Carfax, guaranteed, KBB, real world value on Marketplace and Craigslist, people are actually paying $10,000 for it. If you buy for under sub $2,500, can't you see that you have so much room to make money? So let's say you even buy the car with a bad engine and transmission, and you spend another $2,500, you have $5,000. You still have a room of $5,000 to make a lot of money. So that's the math that I'm trying to get young men to see. So this is how you make money, and young ladies too. This is a business that young ladies. I'm giving you the sauce. I'm giving you the formula on how you can make money off this stuff. So this is how young ladies, young men, young boys, even grown-ups, older people could do this business. Don't have a closed mind, just pursuing one stream of income. In the America we live today, one stream of income is not going to cut it no more. You're going to have to hustle. You're going to have multiple streams of income. This can be your one stream of income. You buy a car, you buy 2 cars, you buy 3 cars every week. I always tell people the magic number is 3 cars a week. If you have 3 cars a week that you make $1,000 off of them, that's $12,000 a month. That's livable income. This is something that could replace your current income, your 9 to 5. This could actually make your life better. All you have to do is find a good system, workable system where you assign stuff and delegate responsibility to different mechanics, to different body shops. Give people work to do and free yourself from the burden or the shackles of just being put in place. When the car comes, once you start doing the business, you start figuring out who does your body work, who does your mechanic work, who does your interior, who does your detailing, who does your upholstery, who does your transportation. Once you have a nice system, this actually could be a business that could be very remote. You could be somewhere in Thailand, buy a car from the auction, or hit me up and I could broker a deal from you. I could help you transport the vehicle back to your home state or wherever your system has been put in place. You could be sent straight to the body man. The body man does his part. You send money to him to acquire the parts. Once the body man is done acquiring the parts, he finishes his work, you pay him. The car gets sent to the mechanic shop. The mechanic shop checks it and makes sure the car is mechanically okay. You send the car to the detail shop. The detail shop details it and makes sure that everything is good to go. You could either send it back to the auction to get sold, and once the money comes in, it could get deposited into your bank account through direct deposit, or you could actually sell the car to CarMax, right? You could sell the car to CarMax, or you could sell the car to Carvana. You could send these cars to Carvana. Carvana could evaluate it and they could cut you a check. And that check, you could have it mailed to your bank and it could be deposited, and then you have money to keep living. Or you could have, alternatively, an assistant, someone that handles all your stuff while you're working remotely, someone that picks up your checks from the auctions and deposit it into your bank account. So like I told you, this is how this thing could be automated. If you're working 9 to 5, you could seek a broker like myself, pay me $250. I buy you a car, transport the car to the body man of your choice where your systems are in place. Your body man finishes the work, buys the parts, does everything. You pay him, sends the car to the mechanic where they analyze the car, check it for errors, check it for problematic issues, and fix it up, and then send it to the detail shop. After they detail it, you could actually have somebody, you could actually make relationships where you send it to a dealership where they sell the car for you. You could make relationship where you have someone that sells the car for you on the street. You could have a relationship where you send the cars to auctions, and once the auction sells the car, you have your bank account linked with the auction where they could just direct deposit money to you. I've sold numerous cars through Copart auction and even IAAI auctions, where once the car is sold, the auction remits a check or a wire transfer to you. So you don't have to be around to receive the so-called income from your auction sales. So you could do this remotely. You could do this from an island somewhere in Fiji. You could do it from Thailand. You could do it from Bangkok. You could do it from Manila, Vietnam. You could do it from so many places. You could do it from Africa. So the beautiful thing about living in the United States and having access to this society is that so many aspects of your life can be reduced to a system. You could turn your lifestyle into a system, the way you earn money, using any business. So car business is not any different. You could build a system where these cars are purchased, and to the point of sale, you're hands-free. You don't get to touch anything. From bidding on the cars, to transporting the cars, to sending to body shops, to sending to mechanic shops, to detail shops, to ending up in the auction for fixing, you don't have to touch the car. But you touch the money at the end of the day. So that's the advantage. So once the car finally sells, that money gets deposited into your bank account. That's the source, because now you have multiple cars. I mean, the money starts to flow in when you have multiple cars going through this system and ending up in the auction at the end of the day. So imagine for each car, you make about $500 profit or $250 profit or $1,000 profit. Imagine having 10 cars. Imagine having 15 cars. Imagine having 20 cars at $1,000 a piece. That's $20,000 every payday. So that's the mindset. It's not going to happen overnight. You grow gradually and you keep going. So now let me share my screen, okay, so that we could see other things that I was trying to show you guys. All right. So here, so I bought this. I'm bidding on this car currently for a young guy that's trying to use it for food delivery. So this is a Toyota Prius. Of course, there's going to be things to be fixed up. It has 321,000 miles. The buy it now price is 2,000. I believe 2,500. So you see another tool that you can use that I think you're provided here at IAAI is the cost calculator. So it tells you here, let's say you want to pay $1,800 for this car. Let's say your budget is $2,500. You want to stay on that for $2,500. You put in $1,800 and then you click over here, view estimate. It tells you that after auction fees and everything, your total cost is going to be over $2,500. It's going to be $2,535. You see? But you want to stay under 2,500, so this is not good for you. So now, excuse me, what you can do is now you could bid 1,775 and then you recalculate. You see, now it puts you under 2,500, so that's where you want to be. So if the car puts you in a profit zone, or the price point you want to be under, your budget is 2,500, you don't want to bid past 1,775. That's why I highly discourage bidding live, because bidding live pushes you. And there's something about these auctions, right? At some point, you develop ego when you're bidding on these cars because you want to win so desperately. So you start to bid. You zoom past the 1,775 where profit is optimal, and you start going into the land of the unknown where profit is just has a big question mark on top of it. You don't want to bid out of ego because this is money, real money that's on the line. You don't want to do that. So you see, it gives you right there, based on the estimate of 1,775, estimated final cost is 2,485. Right. So this is the car right here. The car's in Indianapolis. I've been encouraging the people in the Midwest, guys that are coming through me. I've been encouraging them to buy cars that are not more than 300 miles away because of the cost of diesel right now. At least they need to wait till the price of fuel starts coming down. This Iran war is over, so that way they could save money, because the cost of moving vehicles are ridiculous. I have a driver picking up Toyota Avalon 2011 from Roanoke, Virginia tomorrow, and it's costing $1,000 to move it from Roanoke, Virginia, all the way to Dallas, Texas. So that's almost $1 per mile. You know what I mean? So that's how insane prices are right now. So let's take a look at this vehicle. So this is a 2015 Toyota Prius. Like I told you, he's using it for multiple things. I don't know. He wants to do food delivery, maybe possibly Uber. So this is the vehicle here. I believe it has a shattered glass in the back. Pretty clean, maintenance required, high mileage, has traction light on, maybe hub bearing. These cars are notorious for that. There's the VIN number right there. You could run the Carfax and see. So let's say you run the Carfax and you see that the value of this car is 5,500. You divide that by 4. You really don't want to pay up to 2,000 for this vehicle. You don't, because there could be so much wrong with it. You already see right there, the fuse box is open. The fluid seems to be at the right levels. We don't know the oil level. So you see the key is pretty beat up. So these are things to consider when you're buying cars that are gonna resell, cars you intend to make money from, cars you want to sell to other dealers, because dealers that are gonna buy cars from you, you're trying to build a relationship with them. You want to get to a point where they don't even check your cars anymore because they know you're on point. So one of the things I do is that I have a checklist. For every car that I sell, it must have 2 keys, good tires, brand new oil, the best filter. Sometimes I use just average or cheap filters, so-called cheap filters, STP or whatever, but the oil has to be top notch. Make sure all the fluids are at the right level. If it requires, and sometimes in some cases, if I'm feeling generous, I would do the tune-up. I'll change the spark plugs. I'll do stuff like that. The suspension is a must. Suspension must be fully functional, must be detailed. Mechanically, the car must be sound. Body-wise, if the car looks decent, I can let that. I could just get by with that. But if it needs body work, and body work is going to optimize the value or the resale value of the car, I go ahead and send it to a body shop to get the work done. So these are some of the things that like you see, these are some of the things that I participate in, or I run my cars through. That's my system. So as you can see, this car is not that bad. There's no check engine light. It seems to need a hub bearing or something like that. And these cars run forever. So this is a perfect car for what he's trying to do: food delivery, and Uber. So this is a good car. So that's the car right there. So let's read through the car. You already know it's 2015 Toyota Prius. Let's look at other things. It's in Indianapolis. There's VIN number right there. Lost order. It says front end clear. Run and drive. It says the key is present. It gives you the mileage. It says the airbags are intact. It shows you the VIN number right, so you can run your Carfax, put it on KBB to find out the values. Tells you the vehicle score is 50 out of 50. So most things with this car is intact. It shows you that the car is a hatchback. It shows you the engine size, type of transmission. It shows you the driveline type, front wheel or all-wheel or 4x4. And it shows you the fuel type. It says other. This is just a hybrid. That's all it is. IAAI does not have the indicator for hybrid. That's why they just put other. So this is an engine, a gasoline engine that switches to electric mode. It has the EV mode. It's 4 cylinders. Shows you the restraint system. Shows you all the places where they have the airbags. Shows you the exterior color is teal. The interior color is tan, but it just says unknown. Probably because they don't have whoever was filling it was just too lazy to go check. And then you have the vehicle class, sedan or hatchback. The model is Prius. Series is 3. And then it tells you that this was run through the IAA vehicle information provided by Chrome Data, a JD Power business. So they are subscribed to this. Then it shows you, it asks you, then if you want more vehicle details, if you want more details about this car, you get to click over here. And then even here, let's say you click on here, right? You see, it just asks you if you want to see the factory option, the equipment option, technical options. It's up to you. Click that if you want more intricate information. Then over here, you have the option to listen to the engine. So over here, you could hear. You have a choice here. I always listen to the engine because I want to make sure that it's clicking or clunky. So the engine is running well. So one of the ways to tell that an engine is good is that the vibration is very smooth. It's very uniform. But whenever it's out of sync, that's an indicator that the engine is bad. So let's listen to that again so you could hear. So you can see. I don't know if you can hear that. You hear that it's very cool. This is firing in great unison. Then now there's another option for you to click something called 360 view. So when you click on 360 view, it just shows you around the car. They usually do a better job at this 360 view with more expensive vehicles, but with cheap vehicles like this, they don't bother. So if we pull up a Lamborghini right now, you see that the 360 view is just amazing, right? And it shows you the picture. So one of the beautiful things about IAAI is that they give you so much pictures. They give you 360 view. They give you sound of the engine. Some of these things Copart has not been able to keep up with, because I don't mean to badmouth Copart, but they're so busy trying to hide things wrong with their cars so that they could drop that problem. They could drop that problem in the lap of the buyers. And I don't think that's a good model for business. So this is interior view. So even IAAI gives you an interior 360 view. So you see, you can actually look around the interior of the car in 360 mode. This is one of the things I started to like about this auction. I never used to like IAAI in the past, but I've come to really start liking. It shows you the seat. You can see right there, they're using like one of those COM 360. Those 360 cameras shows you how dirty the seats are, if there's any rips. It shows you everything you need to know. If there's any console that's broken, it shows you all that stuff. Sometimes it's clear, sometimes it's not. Like you see this one, the yard agent that takes the pictures did not bother cleaning up the lens, so you can see that this picture is very blurry. But now, in contrast, let's go to say a Lamborghini. Okay, let's pull up a Lamborghini. All right, so let's pull up a Lamborghini. So you guys have seen how cheap and how expensive the cars can get. You know, when you make that mistake and you buy cars over your budget, they get expensive. But if you have a set budget and you buy under your budget, the cars do get cheap. You could get very good cheap. So what kind of cars are at the auction? You know, everything is at the auction. IAA IAAI auction really works for me because I'm able to get cars at the price point that I want. Copart works for me as well, but the problem with Copart is that they don't arm you as a buyer with so much information. IAAI arms you with so much information so that you can have a profitable purchase. That's the winning selling point of this auction. So now let's look at this. How do you say it? The Lamborghini? So let me take you into this Lamborghini, right? Remember how I told you about the 360 view? Well, now check this out, right? Remember how messy the 360 view of the Prius was, but look at this one. You see how they made sure that the lens was clean, how everything is so intact, how you can really see the car. Now check out. Remember how the guy forgot to clean the lens? But check out the interior of this one. Look at how clean this is. He cleaned up the lens real good because they want to milk this car for every single dollar that is available to them. So look how clean. Look how they cleaned the lens so that you can see everything going on with this car. Right? That's the 2017 Lamborghini Huracan LP 582. Right? So that's just the reality. So now let's go to the engine sound, right? So I'm gonna play so you could hear. That shouldn't be a problem at all. Trying to get an operating vehicle. So this one is fully operational. The engine is working fine. So it's not problematic. It doesn't have mechanical issues with the engine based on this video and the sound that comes with it. So now let's go back. Let's go back. Oh, you know what? Let's go back to dashboard. So now we've talked about the car that I was buying for the individual. So sometimes when you buy cars from these auctions, not sometimes, all the time when you buy cars from these auctions, you have 2 days, 2 business days to get the cars out of the auction, excluding the day you bid on the car. You have 2 days to get the car out of the auction. Then after that, or to pay for the car, sorry. I repeat, you have 2 days to make payment for the car, 2 business days to make payment for the vehicle. And I believe they give you about 3 to 4 days to get the car out of the auction after payment, or maybe 3 to 5 business days they give you to get the car out of the auction. So that's how these auctions operate. And now we're gonna look at let's look at value. Let's talk about value, okay? Let's talk about value here. So I've shown you this vehicle. I'm going to click on this vehicle again. Then from here, I'm going to jump to the next vehicle. So if you look here, it tells you, it's subtle, but it exists. It's right there. It tells you that, where do they have it placed? Estimated value. This car does not come with it because it's probably so low, they didn't even bother putting it. But now let's go to the next vehicle so that you can see what I'm trying to teach here, what I'm trying to show you. So over here, you can see this vehicle. I bid 1,000. This is a car that I'm bidding for myself. One of my guys I'm mentoring, he helped me find this car. He saw it and he was like, I know you like to bid on that kind of cars. I was like, I sure do. So he sent me the lot number and I bid on it. I'm hoping I'll win it. I'll put it on tour and it can make money this summer. Families are trying to travel around the country and they need a nice minivan, 8-passenger minivans with good amenities to do that. So as you can see over here, it says actual cash value, $6,525. Okay, this is the actual cash value of this vehicle, $6,525. Okay, let's look at how much I bid. I bid 1,000, $6,525. Okay, I bid $1,000. Now let's quickly run over to KBB. All right, let's check KBB. Let's go over here. We're going to type in kbb.com. Okay. All right. And then we're going to go back over here. We're going to copy the VIN number. I just want to give you guys a taste of how the method to my madness. how I work this stuff. So over here, we're trying to find value, my car's value. So you come over here, you X this out, you paste the VIN number here, and then you click go. And then we go over here, it's already showed you. Then you go over here, you find out the mileage of the car. The mileage of this vehicle is 142,847. So you type in that 142,847, and then you come over here, you put the zip code. Our zip code here is 60623. All right. Then you click next. And then you come over here, you just choose the car with standard features. You don't want anything special. Just pick it with standard features. Pick the color. Color is blue, right? Does the car have? We're just going to say yes because I'm going to put it anyways. That's how I'm going to sell it. Okay. I'm going to sell the car with standard features. I'm going to make sure it has 2 keys. So we'll go over here and they will say, has the car been had any modification? The answer to that is no. Which one is most important to you? Just go over here. Selling my car, trading to dealer, just curious about my value, just curious about my value. We're trying to find out the value of the vehicle. We're not trying to sell the car privately. We're going to do that eventually. We're also trying to trade the car to a dealer, but we're curious about the value for now. So you go over here, it's ask you, unlock all the ways to sell your car. You just say no, continue to your values, right? And then when you come here, something very interesting happens, right? Something very interesting happens. You see your vehicle, and then it asks you, do you have any wear or damage? We're going to fix the car very nice. So we're going to say no, right? So we're going to say the car, excellent is usually rare. 2% of vehicles sold are in excellent condition. So we're not going to say this car is excellent because it's not. But also it's not fair because the car is going to be in good mechanical condition when we're done with it, right? So we're going to just say very good because the car is not going to be good because it says 50% of cars have this value. They have cosmetic defects, yes, but we're going to put this car in a situation where it has minor cosmetic defects and is in good mechanical condition. So it's not going to be excellent, but it's going to be very good because we're possibly going to sell it, put it on tour, and so forth, right? That's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to do. We're going to make sure that whoever is the next person that gets the car gets it in a very good condition, right? So now let's go over to this point. So at this point here, they are really, really trying to sell you on so many other things. You know, do you want to replace this car? Send us an email so we can send you an instant cash offer. This right here will come up later in the stream. I'm going to talk about why this might come in handy, getting an instant cash offer, especially for people that want to do this remotely. You want to set up a system and be able to do this business from anywhere in the world. This might come in handy. So right now, we're going to say not now, maybe later. Okay. So something interesting happens right here. Okay. So it's loading up the value, and you're going to see real quickly that it says your offer to sell directly to Kelly Blue Book is $7,342. Remember, IAAI said that the value of this vehicle was $6,525. So we're already getting an instant cash offer for $7,342. So you see, if you bought this car, fixed it up, and came in at under $6,525, right there, you can make an easy $800 to $1,000. But that's not even where we're going to right now. We keep going, right? So if you go down here, it tells you that the private party value of this vehicle is $7,540 to $9,100. Okay? This is just in good condition. If you decide to put this car in excellent condition, it comes out differently. If you decide to ask for just the car being fair, the value is going to be different, right? So whatever you pick is going to give you a different value. But based on what we're seeing here, see, it says the average trading value is $9,100. And then you see, when I switched it from trading to private party, the value even went higher. So IAAI valued this car at $6,525. The private party range is $9,305 to $10,680. Private party value on average is $9,980. Call it $10,000 within my zip code. It might be different for your zip code and your part of the country. So if you bought this car and you fixed up this car and you came under the value that IAAI is telling you, IAAI is not always correct. The auction is not always correct about their value. So you need to double check it, which is why I use the KBB and I use Carfax. So at this point, they're telling you that $6,525 is the value of this vehicle. And as we can see here, the value is a whole lot higher. So if you bought this car and you did your math and you came under $6,525, you could easily trade this vehicle in and make some money. And if you decide not to trade it in and you decided to just sell it, you would even make much more money. So that is the value arbitrage that exists in these auctions that you can take advantage of, use it to your benefit to make profit, which goes on to become your income. So if you're doing 2, 3 of these a week or a month, think about that. You're making $3,000 a piece. You have 3 of these, that's $9,000. You have 4 of these, that's $12,000. Now, if you're doing 3 a week at even realistically $1,000 a piece in a month, that's $12,000. So I rather you think realistically than unrealistically. So just think of doing 2, 3 cars a month, $1,000, a week, $2,000 a piece. That's not bad. That's very good income. So that's how I double check it. I don't have my Carfax login right now, but I could even go deeper into the Carfax aspect of this. Like, for example, okay, let's go there. I'm gonna pull up this right here. I have a message that a friend of mine sent to me of a Carfax. Let me see if I could open this up right here. Okay, it's not opening up. But so let me just go back to. Let me go back to my. So let me pull it up right here on my phone. So a friend of the car that I bought, which is a car that is directly affiliated to me, I have a Carfax for this vehicle. This would be my 2013. This would be my 2013 Honda Accord Sport. Carfax says that the value of this vehicle, one second, let me find it. The value of this vehicle is $6,140. $6,140. My total investment on this vehicle was less than $2,500. So as you can see right there, based on value arbitrage, I'm going to be making at least $2,500 in profit. So this is how you run this game. This is how you get this done. This is how you make profit, because not everybody will tell you this aspect of the business. Everybody's just going to tell you, go to the auction, buy cars, put it for sale. No, you have to do your math. You have to do your numbers and make sure that your numbers make sense. You don't just go to the auction and you bid on cars. You're going to lose. When you go to the auction and you bid on cars, you're just a loser. But when you do your math before you show up to the auction, and you already know exactly where you want to come in on a specific car so that you're profitable, how much you're trying to make from that car. Am I trying to make $500, $1,000, $3,000, $5,000? You want to be realistic, but being realistic comes with doing your numbers. When you do your numbers shows that you're educated. Like I just showed you right now. The auction said that the value of that Toyota Sienna that I'm trying to buy, 2014 Toyota Sienna, is $6,525, right? Now we looked at KBB. The KBB value of the vehicle is $7,342 if you trade it in. But if you decided to sell the car, private party, you want to sell it from one person to another, the value of the car is shy of $11,000. So now imagine a world where you bought this car and all in, you have $6,525, which is almost impossible. You're not going to get this car for that much. You're going to get it for way less than that, right? So now let's assume you bought the car, you fixed it up, you touched up the bumper, you did all kinds of stuff, changed shocks, detailed the car, put the car in place, took it even for body work to get it waxed, buffed, and all that kind of stuff. So at the end of the day, you're not coming at the most, you're coming in about 6,500. So even when you come in at the value, let's say the auction told you the truth, you came in at the value that the auction is willing to sell the car for. If you now take that value and subtract it from 11,000, you will see that you're actually sitting on a lot of profit. 11,000 minus 6,525 is decent money. If you do 2 of these a week, you do 2 of these a month, either way you slice it, you're going to be good. This is a very good, and the beautiful thing about it is that you don't have to do the work. You could actually outsource this project to somebody else. You could buy the car from the auction, outsource the bidding to me. I bid the cars for you. I help you transport the car to your location. Now you could outsource the body work to somebody else. When the car gets to their body shop, they get to fix your vehicle. You could outsource the mechanic work to somebody else. When they're done with the body work, they send it to the mechanic shop to get the vehicle together. And then you could outsource the detail part, or you could clean it yourself if you want to save money. And then once you're done detailing the vehicle and selling the vehicle, now you put it up for sale or you decide to trade it in. You're always going to get less money when you go to trade in the vehicle. Okay? But when you go to sell it on a retail level, you go to sell it on the street, you're always going to make way more money. So that's the point of, the conversation we're having right now. Selling the car privately would always fetch you more income than selling the car to trade into a dealership. Let's say you go to the Toyota dealership, they're going to try to lowball you. But when you buy the car for the price that we're talking about and you put it up for sale, you're always going to make profit. So if you look at the value arbitrage, right? So let's do the math. So the value arbitrage on that is significant. It's a lot. So you're talking about $10,800, right? Because the economy is rough right now. You want to learn how to make money fast and in different ways. That's what I'm here for. So $10,800 minus the value that the auction said the car was, $6,525. You can see that your profit margin stands at $4,275. That is a lot of money. With $4,275, what can you do? What is your new reality? What does it look like? Imagine doing 3 of these a month, 2 of these a month. Your reality changes. Doing 2 of these a month, or even 1 of these a month with a job, it changes your whole reality and your outlook on life. So that's the point of this whole live stream, to get you to understand a whole new dynamic of business, hustle, something you can do and make income on the side. Because right now, everybody could admit this economy is very brutal. This is not the best economy right now, right? So you have to start grabbing and reaching out for different streams of income and putting them into your arsenal so that you could be able to generate money. Like myself right now, the rental car business is bringing some money. The car sales is bringing some money. The mechanic and body shop business is bringing some money. The brand new catalytic converter sales is bringing some money, right? I'm on YouTube talking to you right now. I have people that are messaging me from YouTube to bid on cars for them. It's bringing in some money. And then we have so many other streams of income, things that I do, including brokering, dispatch deals for people to transport their vehicles. These things are bringing in more. So you have to have, as a guy that is very ambitious and wants to get somewhere in life, you need to have 5, 7, 10 streams of income, multiple ways that money is coming into your pocket, right? So that's how you make money. Now, if you don't do this math correctly, that is the flip side of this coin. That's how you start losing money. Because if you don't take the value of the vehicle into account that the auction told you before bidding, doing your homework with the KBB value, the Carfax value, and just checking the real world estimate of what people are willing to pay for this car using sources such as Craigslist, and Facebook Marketplace, you will fail because you need to understand what exactly you're buying. A good price point to buy it for and a good price point to sell it for. So if you miss any of these things, you are not going to come in very profitable. You're going to fall flat in your face. And this is not the kind of business where you want to guess. You can't leave this up to God or fate or just celestial happenings. You can't do that. You want to be factual. Making money is a factual game. You have to have your facts. The auction has given you the value of the car. You've done your KBB, you've done your Carfax. You know exactly where you need to land to be profitable. That's all you need. Do the fact check. And once you do the fact check, you will see exactly where your profit is. Will you get the exact number you calculated for? The answer is no. But if you don't get the exact number you calculate for, at least you're going to come close. If you calculate for 4,275, if you land at 4,000, you're winning. If you land at 3,500, you're winning. If you land at 3,000, you're winning. Whatever number you land at that is steps away from zero, you are the winner in this game. So that's the name of the game, right? You want to win using facts and not your feelings. You don't go to these auctions to bid, you go there to win. And the only way you win is using facts. So if you don't use facts, you'll find yourself losing in this game, right? So I already told you how to use the Carfax. I told you how to use KBB. I don't know how long this live stream is going for. I hope we're not over an hour yet. I don't know if some of you listening, if you're enjoying the live stream, leave a one in the chat so that I know that you understand where we're going to this. For those of you visiting, those of you coming in and out, this is a live stream about how to make money using the auction business. I'm breaking it down, how you can make anywhere from above zero to $5,000, $10,000 just buying cars from the auction, building a system to refurbish these cars and putting them back in the auction or putting them back for sale, and even actually using other systems like dealers, trading, and other forms of arbitrage to be able to extract the value from this vehicle. That's what I'm doing on this live stream, to just break it down so that you have proper understanding. So let me know if you're understanding what we're talking about here. Let me know, Or at the same time, if you're not understanding, let me know if it's just crickets, if I'm not making any point, right? But of course, I know that most of you that have listened to this, that you understand that this is a W if you grasp the concept that I'm trying to lay down to you here, okay? So yeah, so let's keep going. So I already broke down how you can utilize Carfax, KBB, Craigslist, and Marketplace to actually do your market survey before you buy the vehicle that you're trying to make profit off of as your side income or your full-time. You could actually turn this business into your full-time stream of income, right? So I've already explained that, how to use the Carfax, KBB, Craigslist, and Marketplace. Now, the question is, how do you sell? I kind of highlighted that. I kind of talked about it, how to get rid of these cars. One of the ways you get rid of these cars is to sell to dealers, right? When you sell to dealers, you have to do what they call title transfer. You don't flip titles, right? So you just go to the back of the title. If you bought the car from me, it's going to say my dealership name. If you're trying to sell it to another dealer, you just have to do what they call reassignment, depending on the state the title came from. Okay? So what you just do is that you reassign the vehicle to the new dealer that you sold it for, and that's it. The game comes to an end. So if you bought the car for, say, $3,000, you sold it to the dealer. Dealers don't buy cars with a lot of profit margin. So your profit margin is anywhere from $100 to $500, at the most $1,000. So and for the dealer to buy your car for $1,000 profit to you, you have to buy it very well. Or the dealer has seen that there's a lot of room for profit on that specific vehicle. They are basically buying the car for you. You bought it for $3,000. They're paying you $4,000, but they see they can sell it for $6,000 or $5,000 or at least $4,500. They see a potential for profit. That's why they're paying you that much. They're putting money in your pocket, unbeknownst to your price point or where you're profitable at. So they're paying you that much because they know that they would be guaranteed profit. Because if not, they won't be in business if they didn't know how to make profit. So that's how you sell to dealers. Now, how do you sell to Carvana? To sell to Carvana, you have to have the car registered in your name or in the name of any business or the person that the check is going to be made out to. Carvana usually prefers buying cars from private individuals. Okay, so how it's done at Carvana is that you buy the car while you're taking the car through your systems. From the moment I bid on the car for you, when you get transport the car, when you get the car, you get the title. You want to send out the title, register the car with the state so that they could send you a title that's in your name. And of course, sometimes you get plates. Some states offer you the option not to get a plate, just to register the car and do a title transfer. So once you get that title in your name, you're ready to sell the car to Carvana. So at this point, you go to Carvana, you message them, they send you an offer. If you see that you're in profit, for example, you message them, you bought the car for $6,525, and you message Carvana, they tell you, okay, we're going to give you $9,800, or they tell you we're going to give you $7,900, right? You accept the offer, they send a tow truck or a wrecker or someone to pick up the vehicle, and upon picking up the vehicle, you hand them the car, the title, the keys, and every associated document and loose parts, and they're going to give you the check. Now, this is where it's crucial. The name on the check has to match the name on the title. That's the intricate part of selling the car to Carvana. And I believe the same is for CarMax too. But the only difference is that sometimes CarMax buys cars from dealers too. But for the most part, these people try to buy from private individuals. They try to take trade-ins, because what they do is that they take these cars and they run it through their own auctions. They have their own auctions. CarMax has an auction, Carvana has an auction, and they run the cars they buy from you through the auction. But if they buy a car from you and they think that this car is so good, that the record is so clean, that it doesn't require much attention to be able to be lot worthy or to be put on display, they will put that car for sale. So that's just something to be aware of. So before you sell to them, you want the car in pristine condition. That's how you maximize the value. Then another way to get rid of the car is to flip it. So what is flipping it? Flipping the car is when you buy the car, fix it up, run it through your system. I'm talking about I'm bidding for you, doing the transportation, the car's getting to your body shop, fixed up, mechanic shop, taking care of all the mechanical faults are being rectified. And then after that, it's sent to the detail shop. Now, once the car is ready, you've made spare keys, you can now flip that car. And one of the successful ways to flip the car is you can register the car in your name. And then once you register the car in your name, you can start the process from the moment you get the car. You register, so by the time you're done running through your system, the title is back. Once you register the car in your name, you can now go and do what they call a private party sale. You can now sell the car to a private party, right? So what is involved in a private party sale? You post the car on Marketplace or Craigslist or wherever you post the car at. Someone shows up and says, hey, I'm interested in your vehicle. You guys plan a place to meet, police station, public place, gas station, wherever. The person shows up, takes the car for a test drive, checks everything, checks the paperwork, tells you, okay, I see the Carfax, I like the Carfax. You guys agree on a price, you shake hands, they give you cash, you give them the title, you give them the keys, you give them every other thing associated with the car, including loose parts, and the person goes about their merry way. That's one way. Another way to get rid of these cars, right, which the legality might be questionable, is to retail it through a dealer. And I don't think this is unrealistic. I don't think the legality is so much questionable. It's just that how some people do it. So another way to do this is that you could go through a retail dealer. So you could get in touch with a retail dealer and tell them, hey, listen, I have this car. I bought it with a wholesale license. I'm trying to resell the car, and I need a retailer to help me retail it. So there's two options. So either at the point of sale, you could come to the dealership, to finish off the sale, where the dealership aids in the transaction and helps you sell it to the buyer. Or you can actually offer the car as a consignment to the dealership. Now, whenever the car is sold, you and the dealership agree on a price. Say you bought the car for $3,000, you're looking for $4,500. The dealership sells it for $5,000. They keep $500. They give you your $4,500, and they help facilitate the paperwork process to get selling the car. Now, the dealership could sell the car for $7,000. If you requested on consignment for $4,500, dealership gets to keep all of it, which is why I always like to sell the car myself, right? I always opt to just do a private party sale or just sell it myself, or regular retail. So that way you can maximize the profit on that specific vehicle. So once the dealership sells the car, they call you and tell you your car is sold. You can pick up the check or you can pick up the cash or whatever it is that you guys agreed on. Now, we're going to get to the bonus part of this live stream where I told some of you guys that gave me the benefit of doubt and listened from the beginning to the end of the live stream, because the live stream is coming to an end, because this is the bonus aspect of this whole education, or how do I say, inculcation and exposure of how you can use this value arbitrage through buying auction cars to make profit and to enrich yourself, and not only that, to make an additional stream of income. So the bonus point that I'm about to say, for you guys that literally have no money, you could start this business with no money. If you have a decent credit, you could go to any wholesale retailer or any wholesale distributor, such as Home Depot, Whole Foods, Walmart, Sam's Club, Costco, Fidelity. You can even use Fidelity, one of these brokerages. You bank with them and do business with these people. They will give you a credit card, right? And when they give you a credit card, the credit card usually has significant credit limit on it. Now, what you could do is that you could, through creative means, you could watch YouTube videos on this, on YouTube, on how to cash out a credit card. So you could remove, let's say you have a credit card of $15,000, you found a car on IAAI or Copart or any auction that you're trying to buy a car from, and you find a car for say $2,000. You could, even sometimes credit cards offer something called cash back. So I've seen a friend do it before. He had a credit card, but he was almost out of cash. He used the cash back on his credit card to get some money from Capital One Bank, and then he was able to use that money to go pay for Honda Accord, the 94 Honda Accord that he got back in the day. So this is some of the ways that these things work. So you can cash out that credit card, use that money, go to the auction, buy the car that you need. Now, run the car through your system, flip the car, make profit, and then pay Capital One back their money. So that's how this works. So you're able to liquidate the credit card, get the cash out of the credit card, do the business for profit that you're trying to engage in, make your profit, pay Capital One back in record time, maintain good credit standing, and then you can always continue to do this again and again and again till you build off enough capital base where you don't need to go back and forth with Capital One trying to make this money. So that's the bonus point that I wanted to share with you guys. So this brings us to the end of this live stream. If you have any questions on how to purchase vehicles, feel free to get in touch with me. I have my business number on there. This is for business inquiries only. And you could also text me if you want to buy a car from the auction or you just want to get your car transported. I offer so many other numerous services, which I've explained in some videos that you're going to find in some of my channels. I also have the channel, the Solutionist channel, the Chuchumosu channel. This is the Chukwumosu channel where I do vlogs and live streams and stuff like that, and I tackle very distinct topics. So this is something that you might want to look into. So message me. The link is in the description, and you can find my contact over there as well, and how to reach me through multiple platforms. Support the channel. I have the links on how to support the channel in the description. And also in the description, you could find out more about this video and what was explained in this video. I want to thank you for those of you that checked in during the live stream to see what we're talking about over here. This video is just all about making money. So if you did not catch it earlier, go back from the beginning to see how you could turn using car auctions as a way to build an extra stream of income and enrich yourself. And not just enrich yourself, to build up your savings, build up your capital of your businessman. There's so many things you could use these vehicle auctions for. Like you've seen, they have different dimensions of these auctions where they sell old school cars, trucks, all kinds of stuff. This is just a vast resource, a place where you could extrapolate so much value and push that value towards yourself. That was the whole point. Well, I want to appreciate you. Share this video. Leave your comments in the comment section. Leave a W in the comment section if this was a win for you, and leave an L in the comment section if this was an L live stream. Just let me know what you think, and share this video, like, subscribe to the channel, right? And subscribe to my other numerous channels. The link is in the description to my other channels, and most of my channels are linked with each other, so you could see. I have a Chuchumosu channel, which is a men's channel. I have the Solutionist channel, which is a money channel. And then I have this channel here where I do live stream vlogs and tackle multiple topics. So feel free to like, subscribe, share, and leave a comment, okay? And I'll see you on the next video, right? Adios, amigos.